to thank all of you for attending our PPC rally this evening. Tonight's rally is in response to the bad practices of the Chamber of Commerce organizations across the country, which, in addition to Maxime Bernier being barred from the leadership debates. Tonight is the English leadership debate. Maxime Bernier is denied to debate yet again. They are trying to stop us, but they cannot stop a movement dedicated to freedom. If you have not seen the newest poll from Ecos Research, as of yesterday, September 7th, the People's Party is at 10%. This is a huge achievement for our movement. This makes no sense. Why can't Max and other candidates debate? The Greens are at 3%, the Bloc Québécois are at 4%, and the NDP are at 16%. But somehow, all of us candidates and our leader do not qualify to debate. A direct democracy is when citizens have an equal vote and an equal say in public decisions. Canada is a representative democracy, which means that it is very important for constituents to be represented in the House of Commons by a candidate of their choice. It is very important so that all constituents who identify with their candidates are given an opportunity to present their arguments in a healthy setting of debates. The purpose of a debate is so that we can battle ideas that are good and remove the bad ones. My friend, Salim Mansour, once said, back in 2019, that freedom of speech is the mother of all freedoms. Blocking a candidate from a debate is actually more harmful to you, the residents of Oakville, rather than me as a candidate. I believe that it is important for me to address all of you tonight in spite of the bad practices of the Oakville Chamber of Commerce. I understand that I do not represent everyone's personal views in Oakville, but I do represent many of you who believe in the message of the People's Party and what we are fighting for here in Canada. The final response to block me from the Oakville Chamber debate, and frankly, their excuse as to why I cannot attend tomorrow, is because they cannot accommodate another microphone. Their attitude was, I hope you would understand. According to them, it's too late to make changes at this time. It was explained to me on an email on Tuesday, late afternoon. Let's make one thing absolutely clear. There is no accident. Everything is done on purpose. I repeat, everything is done on purpose. That is how the establishment runs their show. Did Carrie Colburn's Chamber of Commerce connections pay off? For those of you who do not know her, she's quite close with the Chamber of Commerce and has been for years. The Chamber has accommodated last-minute speakers for many of their events. This is bullshit. The people of Oakville should be outraged. Why should you be forced to listen to the same message over and over again by 4 different talking heads? They wish to justify their decision based off of polls taken weeks ago, long before Aaron O'Toole decided that the Conservatives, if elected, will nationalize a vaccine passport. We are at a breaking point in Canada. This insanity has to end. Myself and my colleagues are the only ones who can push for reason and practical approaches back into our government. The Chamber of Commerce is supposed to be there for many of you, the small business owners. It's supposed to represent you, our entrepreneurs. What a shame that they have failed many of you during these lockdowns to fight a virus that has killed far less than 1/10 of 1% of the Canadian population. We have radical socialists who have been in government now for 6 years, far too long. What will voters do? Replace one incompetent leader with another incompetent leader? Instead of voting someone out of office, it's time to vote someone into office. It's time for all voters to be brave and stand with the pro-Canadian agenda that the People's Party represents. No more out-of-control debt. No more inflation. No more housing crisis. No more carbon taxes. No more vaccine mandates. And no more lockdowns, regardless of any reason. No more of these 6 years of broken promises by Trudeau. It ends here with the People's Party. We will deliver. It's time we respect our Constitution. It's time to help our Indigenous communities who are without clean drinking water. It's time to bring jobs back to Canada, restore our energy sector by building pipelines, and have environmental policies that make a difference, not climate alarmism. I can promise you, if you're sick of lockdowns, who the hell wants a climate lockdown? Why the hell has Aaron O'Toole alluded in a press conference 2 weeks ago that he would not reject this? O'Toole is obsessed with the Paris Accord and meeting Canada's targets, which are unsustainable. If you vote Conservative, you're throwing your vote away. Of course, our environment is important, but we need practical solutions. We need a corporate tax rate of 10%. We need to grow our economy and promote innovation. It's time to end capital gains tax, especially that Liberal proposal. They want to tax the gain on your primary residence. Let me tell you, if my generation are to buy into the housing market, what's the point if we're going to be taxed on our largest asset that we worked very hard for? In addition to that as well, we will also have a mortgage, only to never get ahead. I know many of you will relate to this. Why would anyone support these harmful policies which take from Canadians and leave us behind? Oh yes, Trudeau and his Great Reset. It is not a conspiracy theory. I'm sure many of you have seen the clip. Everything he has alluded to suggests that this is a UN agenda. Why else would he have referred to Canada as a post-nation state? Canada does have an identity. I've grown up with a Canadian identity, and so have many of you. I'm not going to apologize for who I am as a person. Neither should you. We believe in assimilation. I can promise you, I have friends of all walks of life who have assimilated, and they are Canadian. Trudeau calling Canada a post-nation state is his way of saying we are the UN's lapdog for a social experiment. He has no problem giving money to provinces to push a vaccine mandate. O'Toole is in favor of this as well. So is Jagmeet Singh. Trudeau has promised $1 billion to the provinces in order to institute a vaccine passport. Why do you think Ford caved in? Why do you think Quebec and BC caved in? Let me ask you, if you vote for anything but the PPC, what are you expecting? One less bad outcome over another? We are now at a point in our society when Canadians are ready and willing to punish one another based on medical status. How sad. Lockdowns have proven to be ineffective. If lockdowns worked, then why is there a virus that still exists? If lockdowns worked, then why haven't we tried this before for another virus? According to our government, as of today, COVID-19 has killed 27,118 people. Do the ends justify the means? They never do. Of course, there are those who are vulnerable. My own father has been battling cancer and other health issues for a few years now. People like my father need to take into considerations their own health, and what they can do can also be harmful to them. Anyone who is vulnerable must always consider what could happen. To no fault of their own, the Canadians who did die, their lives do matter, and so do all of ours as well.